The Ford Multimatic team is also experiencing a typical race weekend full of troubleshooting.
Well, we hurt the motor this morning, and we have to look forward to next week's 3-hour race at Marsport. This motor is done. We don't have a spare for today, so we had to make a decision to pull the car. Think about next week. We've only got less than a week to build this motor, as well as we heard a 5.8 this morning. We do have a spare 5.8 for the other car. So we will be backing our drivers down to Scott Maxwell and Jason Priestley running Saturday, and David Lacey and Jay Maloney running Sunday in the 2 cars instead of the 3 cars. But you got to think long-term about your strategy and how you can keep the cars healthy for the 3-hour next week, as well as competing this week and doing well.
Well, Jason Priestley, the star of Beverly Hills 90210 perennially, off his first race win as a professional race car driver at Mid-Ohio, had a little trouble here at Trois Rivieres as well.
Now we go on board with Jason. This is during qualifying, coming down the pit straightaway. Looks to the braking zone here, puts the pedal on the floor. There's no kind of brakes, throws it into the escape road, and has a real big coming together with the tires.
Well, guys, no brakes coming out of the pits. I put it in the top.
So Jason Priestley stating what is obvious to us, the fact that he put it into the tire well. Evidently the Multimatic crew have a big job on their hands tonight.
Scott Maxwell with the same problem. Oh boy, a huge hit at the end of the pit lane straightaway as the car ran out of brakes, and Scott didn't make that escape road.
An amazing hit as Scott Maxwell feels like he's been run over by a bus. He's all right. You'd be amazed at how safe these cars really are.
The Multimatic team, though, they're pulling an all-nighter. They cannibalized bits and pieces off the 45 to get the 0 car into shape. The team is really stretched to its limits.
And what does Scotty do? Sets pole.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stiff, but nothing that I really feel in the car, so that's a break. But I'm just going to go back to the hotel and sleep for a while and get ready for the race.
So Scott's got a day to recuperate in the hotel room, and thankfully, by the way this guy is walking, boy, what a trooper. By 1/100th of a second for race number 2, Scott Maxwell will have the pole.
Remarkable recovery by Doug Goad. Now Jason Priestley into the tire wall. Jason Priestley trying to get that thing refired as there's some movement in the cockpit. Here is a replay of that incident.
Jason Priestley, the same place Doug Goad went off, slides it through the gravel, gets up in the grass, and he doesn't make it back out onto the racetrack. Gets it sideways and tags the tire wall hard. The Multimatic Motorsports team is having a terrible weekend.
Well, I'll tell you the difference there. Doug Goad, when he realized he was going off the track, hard onto the throttle, but Jason Priestley did not touch the throttle. If he did it at the very end, rode the brake all the way into the tire wall. The difference of experience.
Little squirrely under braking as we ride along with Jason Priestley. Watch how this one develops sideways through the grass and into the tire wall, and I'm afraid Jason Priestley's day is done right there.
I'll tell you what, that dog don't hunt no more. Jason Priestley relegated to the sidelines now.
We've noticed all through practice, all through qualifying, as we've got another problem out on the racetrack, as lots of other folks are jumping on the brakes and trying to slow cars down that don't look like they want to stop very much more. Some problems out on the race circuit as the braking problem seems to be rearing its ugly head once again as we approach the middle stages of our contest.
Well, we saw a teammate to Doug Goad there. That is Paul Duckworth, who got by Kohler in the number 47 car.
Oh,
and now
boy.
These cars start to bunch up. Man!
Chris Thompson gets punted from behind, and it looks as though we've got another car. It's the Zippo Ford Mustang, the 47 of John Kohler, which has gone off as well. Kohler, he's been tagged too. He ended up in the tire wall and he got run into from behind. John Kohler trying to straighten that car around, and he gets hit. Paulo Del Chin tags the Mustang. The Mustang gets involved one more time. Paulo Del Chin gets hit from behind by Chris Thompson. The hood comes up on the Mustang.
What else can go wrong here?
That's about like all that needs to happen now is John Kohler has to have a couple wheels fall off, and the left front looks as though it's next.
All right, we'll hear it from John Kohler's point of view.
Oh,
bam! Paulo Del Chin arrives and gets on by. You know, the one thing we didn't pick up on that is the number 11 car.
How can he see? Boy, this has been the story of the race. John Kohler, the mechanical problems, and we watch another replay. He tags Chris Thompson. Thompson goes down the escape road. Kohler ends up in the tire barrier, and then it gets lots of fun. As we watch this one again, we watch Kohler come steaming into the corner, can't make the turn, ends up in the tire barrier. He gets tagged by Doug Goad.
That's what I was saying before. The 11 car actually got collected up in that. I don't know how bad Doug Goad's car is damaged there. Then Paulo Delchin comes in and finishes the job. So, you know, it must be what it's like to be a pinball in one of those games. Now, the front alignment is off decidedly. Obviously, the lower control arm on the left side is broken there. Way too much negative camber. And then to add insult to injury, here's a pie and